What's up everyone, Terraquake here, and welcome on back to our Pokemon Ultra Sun walkthrough. In the last part, we got the journey started, picked our starter, which was the Poplio, and met a bunch of people like the Professor, our rival, and now we're watching something on the TV. And met this kind of interesting girl named Lily. We had to save her and everything. And if you remember, someone was at the door, and apparently he's not even going to let us answer it. Kukui just barges in here. But yeah, the professor's here, and he's basically going to say, hey, come over to Route 1 because you got to do the whole classic, you know, how to catch a Pokemon tutorial. I mean, come on. They, you know, you can't have a Pokemon game without it. Now, the first time around, though, we actually kind of took the left path up Route 1. This time we're going to be taking the right path. But yeah, after this catching tutorial, you will be free to start catching your own Pokemon. And yeah, in today's episode, we'll be going through Route 1 officially this time, like fighting all the trainers and everything. And if you remember, we got invited to the festival up in Iki Town. So that's kind of the big thing going down here at the beginning of the game. We'll have another rival fight too. Anyways, here is the little catching tutorial. There's a Grubbin, the regional bug in this game, and then Kukui's got his own Rockruff, which we actually saw in the opening little scene. But yeah, hope you guys are all having a good Friday. I'm kind of excited because by the time this video goes up, it'll be 1 week until I'll see my parents for the first time in a bit because they are coming to visit, so that'll be good. But yeah, this dude's already got a level 7 Rockruff. Man, Kukui, I got a water type, okay? I could beat you. Alright, you don't gotta flex or anything. And he's got 50 Pokeballs. Yeah, he better share at least like 20 of those or something. Then again, he's the professor, so he may always need to like keep a ton of Pokeballs on him. But yeah, so this is Route 1. Now, Route 1, and I think there's plenty of different areas in the game that are kind of like this, but kind of depending on which patch of grass you're in, kind of changes the rarity and also what types of Pokemon you can get. But I'll just kind of go through the whole route, and he only gives us 10, by the way. Man, he's greedy. Does give us some potions, though, I suppose. But yeah, in Route 1, you can find Caterpie, Alolan, and Rattata, so you can already find an Alolan form. Of course, it is dark in this game. There's Ladybug, Spinarak, Pichu, Baneri, Pikipek, Yungoos, and Grubbin, who we just ran into again. And then, I think that's really about it for now. There's another section of Route 1 that you can't access until a bit later. Anyways, yeah, this is kind of funny because Grubbin is who I am adding to my team, believe it or not. Yeah, I know I said this is the regional bug, and I don't often use the regional bugs, in games, but I'm really excited to try to use a Grubbin because I really like how it becomes Electric Bug in its final stage, you know, when it becomes Vikavolt. So pretty pumped to be using this guy. Never used one before, so we're gonna give it a chance. But yeah, I think Grubbin was only like a 15% chance of being encountered, so that was kind of nice. And I do actually have a nickname in mind, believe it or not. Look at me go, man. And okay, Rudolph gets Disarming Voice. That's a fairy type move. Kind of hints at the fact that it'll be part fairy later on. But yeah, this is officially going to be my second team member. So again, pretty pumped to be using this thing. Still just a bug type right now. And I am going to go ahead and call it Grubhub. I feel like that's pretty good. You know, the food delivery service. Matter of fact, I've used it a few times. And yeah, there we go, Grubhub. I don't know. Because its name is Grubbin. Not really going to make much sense later on when it's Vikavolt, but whatever, man. So, yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to do on Route 1 in terms of catching mons. I'm not going to be getting anything else. Now, I'm pretty sure in this game, the EXP share is automatically on. I don't even think you can turn it off like you could in Gen 6. But what I do want to do is go ahead and put Grubhub to the front because, you know, he's only level 4. And he may not be able to take down these trainers by itself, but I don't know. I was going to say we can switch train, but I guess that doesn't matter with the EXP share, so now I'm just at a loss for words. Because I completely forgot or I completely forgot that I literally just said the EXP share is in this game. Anyways, it's whatever. Maybe he'll get some defeats on his own. Alright, here's going to be our first kind of regular trainer, you know, if you don't count the rival battle from earlier. And, yeah, in the Alola games, there's kind of these cool little, I don't even know what you would want to call it, like flashes on the screen whenever you come into the eyesight of one of the trainers. But yeah, there will be a few on this route as we work our way towards Iki Town. The goal is to get through Iki Town And then you also have to go down to the lab in a bit as well. Now, we have Vice Grip right off the bat, which isn't too bad. It's not Stab, though. Just a Vice Grip and a String Shot is all we're rocking out with. But, I mean, Vice Grip's better than, like, Tackle, I'm pretty sure. So, I'll take it. Here's a Baneri, one of the mons you can find out here. I think we ran into one in episode 1. And, okay, you're going to go for Defense Core. I think we're actually going to get the knockout here, though. I can't even lie. So, that'll be pretty nice. There we go. See, Grubhub's already off to a good start. Now, if you're wondering what the rest of my team might look like, I can go ahead and give y'all a hint, I guess. Yeah, I will have 3 Pokemon by the time we get to the end of the first island. So that kind of goes ahead and tells you that there's going to be another mon I'm getting on this island, if you want to take any guesses. I ain't going to say any more than that, though. By the way, really appreciate the support recently. I've got a lot of supportive comments this past week, so hey, much love, bro. Really do appreciate y'all, and I'm very grateful for y'all watching these videos, because they are just, I don't know, they're a lot of fun, and they're really chill to make, and I'm glad that people can enjoy it. Looks like we have a regional bug battle going on right here, though. The newest regional bug at the time versus the OG. But of course, we're gonna win, unless he, like, crits us with Tackle. That'd be embarrassing. Okay, no. That only did 2 HP. I don't even know if a crit was killing us. So, alright, Grubhub is off to a pretty good start. Now, I think we only have one more trainer to go until we are through the very first route. Yeah, I think you can go back and heal at your house if you need to. Also, you can see you can skip some of these trainers if you want. I'm not going to, though. But yeah, I don't think money's too hard to come by in this game, so I'm probably just gonna be using some potions. And we just found another one anyways. You can see a little beach down there, too. You won't be able to access that until later on. But here we go. We're kind of back at this barricade, if you remember. There's a little Rockruff just chilling here. And you can actually, like, do some stuff with it, like pet it or something like that, which is kind of cool. Some of the interactions with Pokemon in this game are cool. Anyways, here is trainer number 3. Now, I didn't really go over some of the stuff that's on the bottom screen right now, if you've seen it pop up in the menu. Of course, the bottom screen is kind of the smaller one in the top right of y'all's screen. But yeah, no, you got, like, your Pokédex and your team, like the normal stuff. There's the trainer passport, which is basically your trainer ID. You know, same old stuff. And other than that, there will be some more stuff that unlocks pretty soon. By the way, here is Alola Rattata. Again, first Alolan Mon that you'll encounter. It's a dark type, which is pretty cool. Still, you know, evolves into an Alolan Raticate. And it's kind of funny, though. It has a little bit of a mustache on it, I feel like. But there we go. Another KO for the boy Grubhub. So we'll take that, man. I do hope we get a... what's it called? A Bug-type move soon. Hopefully before, like, level 10 at least. Anyways, as you're coming up here, you're going to see two interesting people. And if you remember, they look a lot like the people that we saw in that opening cutscene when Lily was, like, running through whatever building was shown in that cutscene. And you're not really going to get a name for these people yet. They're kind of talking about stuff, just staring off at Iki Town, acting all sketchy. I mean, they're dressed to, like, I don't even know. They're dressed to, like, they're from another planet. Which they basically are, so, yeah. You'll learn more about those people later on. But for now, just continue into Iki Town and get ready for another rival battle, I suppose. Yeah, you're gonna want to. And look, there's a giant Alolan Executor walking right in front of us. That thing is huge. But yeah, a lot of people are out and about because it's the festival. Now, I don't know if this is like a yearly thing or something, but here comes Kahuna Hala again. And I think they do this to celebrate each island's guardians, which we already saw. You know, there was Tapu Koko, who we got saved by in the first part. But here is Hal, and he's looking at his Litten. Of course, it could be another starter. And eventually, you are going to get to a battle. And yeah, I didn't heal up before this, but I don't know, we should be fine. The rival, at least right now, is not that difficult. I will say his team definitely gets better as you go. But at the beginning of the game, I mean, your starter is super effective on his starter. That's all you really got to worry about. And I guess Hala heals us up anyways. So yeah, of course I'm ready for the battle now. So you're going to go into the little platform that is in the middle of the town. This is actually where you will do the final grand trial once you are trying to get off this island. So we have Hau and then us. He's actually going to have 2 Pokemon already, though. He'll have a Pichu on his team. And then, of course, he'll have the starter that is weak to your starter. So, Pichu, and then you have the type advantage against this second Mon. This battle really shouldn't give you too many problems, if I had to guess. But yeah, let's go ahead and take him on. He always, like, stretches out his arms and everything. Bro, you are not a quarterback, Hau, okay? It does not take that much effort to throw the Pokeball out there. But there's Pichu. It has Thundershock, Charm, and Tail Whip. So, honestly, Charm could kind of suck right here because I only have Vice Grip. Gonna go for Thundershock. I love if Grubbin can knock this thing out. I know it doesn't have good defenses. So I kind of want him to just keep on going for Thundershock. But no, there is Charm. Okay, that's annoying. This thing also has the static ability, so, you know, watch out. And there it is, right on cue. Yeah, watch out if you're going for physical attacks. I still want to try to take this thing down, but it's just lowering our attack. I mean, I could switch to Popplio, and we get fully paralyzed, not a surprise. That happens way too often to me. And now our attack is literally the lowest it can be. Alright, and I get fully paralyzed twice in a row. Man. Wow, I sure love Pokemon. And you know, the problem is now, I'm gonna get stubborn now. I got fully paralyzed oh my. It's okay. We're gonna it's a Pichu. Eventually, we're gonna get the KO. If you're wondering why this video is 30 minutes long, blame the game. I mean, what else do you want me to do here? Okay, I'm pretty sure we live another one. Thundershock's only been doing 6 HP. And then I will heal up, and golly, it's gonna take 2 more. This would be the perfect time for a critical hit. You know, I can get fully paralyzed 3 times in a row, but I can't get 1 critical hit. That's just how it goes, man. Unfortunately. So yeah, Pichu can actually be kind of annoying. I guess if you have like Rowlet, well no, Rowlet's part flying, so you wouldn't resist electric. Honestly, switching into Popplio would make this easier, but again, I really want to try to let Grubbin get some action. So 1 more, just do not get fully paralyzed on this turn. I don't know why he's going for Tail Whip, he has no physical moves. And I got fully paralyzed, okay. I mean, bro. I swear my luck is so unbelievably bad. There it is. Alright, so down goes Pichu. We will switch out after this. Now his starter is basically going to be the same as the first time you fought it. It's going to be level 7, but just going to have the same moves. You'll have the type advantage unless you like already boxed your starter. So this will be a piece of cake, or at least it should be, unless more things start to go wrong. Yeah, Disarming Voice is actually resisted by Litten, because Fire resists Fairy. But I'm pretty pumped to have a Fairy type on the team, too. You know, eventually. Because Fairy, I mean, mainly because it's the newest typing. Even though it's literally been 12 years since X and Y came out, which is disgusting, by the way. Can't believe it's already been that long. And, okay, never mind. The EXP share is not on, unless I gotta turn it on. If I can turn it on and off, I can't remember if you can in this game. If I can turn it on and off, which we don't even have the EXP share yet, by the way, then I'll do what I did in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. In that walkthrough, I kind of just left it on for a bit, especially when I was training new Mons. And then once I kind of got up to par with the game, I turned it off. Just to not go overkill. But yeah, after that, you'll get the Z Power Ring, and this will allow you to do Z moves once you get Z Crystals from the various island challenges. And Kukui's kind of explaining it here. Each island has a couple of island challenges. You'll have to defeat like a really strong totem Pokemon. And then after that, you'll get a Z Crystal. Once you defeat all of the island challenges, you'll be able to do the Grand Island Challenge, or whatever it's called. And yeah, that'll allow you to progress to the next island. So there's kind of like your, that's kind of like your little, it's like a little medallion. Basically, it's like your badge case. You know, if you were playing a regular, I'm not going to say regular Pokemon game, but a Pokemon game with gym leaders. Alright, so Lily's here. You know, Cosmog is still popping off in the bag. I don't think in the first episode I referred to it as Cosmog, but Cosmog's the actual name of the Pokemon. She just called it Nebby. So out we go, and then, oh, there's these two people. Like, how did they get up there? They went the complete opposite direction when we saw them. But they are kind of intrigued by the Pokemon that Lily has with her. And they also saw us get that Z ring. So, yeah, those people are acting a little sketchy right now. I mean, they're basically stalking us. Like, come on, bro. What are they doing? Alright, so... there is your mom and Meowth, and this is gonna be one of the final times we see our mom, I'm pretty sure. I know, kind of sad, but that's how it goes in all of the Pokemon games. So, the last thing I want to do, as I said, is you gotta kind of go south from here and work your way to the lab. So we're gonna try to do that. But yeah, here it is the next day. Does our mom start every day just by like stretching out on the back deck? I mean, hey, she's taking in the sunshine, I suppose. But yeah, we can sort of get a move on now. Let's get on out of here. So in order to go to the lab, it's kind of going to be south and a little bit to the west. Here's a Lily again, though. Another little cutscene. I don't want to imagine how long these episodes would be if I read every piece of dialogue. Golly, that'd be rough, bro. All right, now our mom's just going to hand us, I think it's 10,000. I forget how much money she gives us right there, but again, I talked about it earlier. Money's not hard to come by, at least at the beginning of the game. And as long as you're smart with it, you should have plenty throughout your journey. And, I mean, yeah, our mom's just helping right there. But appreciate that, Mom, for real. For real, man. Okay, so yeah, Lily kind of references it. Hey, we got to go to the research lab. So that is going to be, again, south and to the west. Yep, Lily, I know. It's right down here. Yep, I get it. Okay. See, this is where some people, you know, kind of make fun of these games for just being a bit too hand-holdy, I guess you could call it, with like too many cutscenes. Now you can skip this whole kind of like skip the whole grassy part of this route by jumping down the ledge. That'll literally take you like right to the lab. There are a few trainers though. There's also some wild Pokemon. You can find Slowpoke, Wingull, and Inkay. So decent spot if you're looking for some water types. Inkay is also really interesting. Of course, we now have Mega Malamar in Legend ZA. But yeah, Dark and Psychic type, and this kid's actually going to have one right here. I just think it's really cool you can find this type of Pokemon so early on. So, pretty neat option. Not going to be too much of an issue for my team, though. At least I hope not. Gonna keep going with Grub. Okay, Reflect does not help me one bit. Yeah, okay, now I think I'm gonna switch. Whew, yeah, I got to. Thank goodness Inkay's not part water. Actually, Disarming Voice is gonna be super effective against this thing. But yeah, even though Inkay's a squid Pokemon, it is not water type, believe it or not. You know, they already had Tentacool. Well, I guess Tentacool is more of a jellyfish, not a squid. But yeah, here's Disarming Voice. Honestly, it's not stab though, so I don't know if it'll do any more than Water Gun. No, that did a good amount. But yeah, it'll be really cool once we actually are part Fairy, and these Fairy type moves become stab. I think we're going to have a double level up here though, which is pretty nice. And yeah, we'll have 2 more trainers to take on after this. Level 9 for Rudolph though. And let's see, do we get a new move on Grubhub? No, we do not. I want to say his first bug type move is like, oh gosh, it might be Bug Bite if I had to guess, but I could be so off about that. But yeah, up here is an Awakening, so kind of worth it to come through the grassy section. And then, can I not go in? Okay, I was about to say, I thought you couldn't go in between that tree for a second. I was like, no way we're that big. Got a second trainer here, and then we'll be down onto the beach. This is probably the most unique Pokemon lab out of any game. You know, most of the other ones are just sitting in a town. They kind of have the same interior, but this one's like right on the beach. Well, I guess like most things in the Alola region are right on the beach, if I'm gonna be honest. Here's a Yungoos though. This is kind of your regional rodent, like a Rattata or something like that. I don't think we've seen the regional bird yet, which is pretty surprising, but it's actually Pikipek, who I mentioned earlier. That thing is a normal flying type, eventually becomes Toucannon. Yungoos here eventually becomes a Gumshoos, and it also just remains a normal type throughout. So, I don't know, I mean, I guess we'll find out throughout this series, but I feel like out of the 3, you know, kind of basic Pokemon at the beginning that were introduced in Gen 7, Grubbin might be the best, simply because, I mean, it becomes a dual typing as it evolves. Alright, we got Mudslap. That's not really what I was looking forward to. I mean, I guess it's some more type coverage. And I do know the final trainer is somewhere on the beach here. Yep, there she is. You can easily miss her. she just had a Wingull, which was actually a little pesky, thanks to Supersonic. But over here is the lab. I don't believe there's anything else. There's some grass up here, and there's actually a cave on the other side. However, you'll not be able to, you won't be able to access it quite yet. So let's just do the lab, and there's some, like, crazy things going on inside, some crazy commotion. And, I don't know, it's kind of weird, but I guess that's just how Professor Kukui trains. He's, like, training with his Rockruff right now. But yeah, the main thing that's going to go down in here, basically to sum it up, is that he's going to kind of insert a Rotom into your Pokédex, basically. And now it's kind of going to become your Rotodex, or Rotom Pokédex. And there will be a bunch of cool features that make your Pokédex even better in this game. The most notable one is it will kind of, you know, it'll have the map for you and it'll guide you where you need to go. So it'll put a little, like, red flag wherever your next destination is, which kind of leads into the whole, you know, people complaining about the hand holding, but it's not the worst thing in the world. I think there's also a feature to, like, take pictures and stuff. But yeah, this lab is pretty cool. Bro's got a whole aquarium back there. Corsola, I think I saw a Love Disc in there too. That's pretty sick. But yeah, this is really the only thing going down here. I don't know, do we kind of feel bad for the Rotom? I mean, bro just spent his whole life in a Pokédex. That kind of, I don't know, kind of stinks, man. Oh well. And there it is. So, yeah, pretty unique looking. And, yeah, after we get through here, that is kind of gonna wrap this up. We'll have one more little cutscene as we're heading out. So yeah, now you can see on the bottom screen, you can see the little mini-map. And again, whenever you need a destination, there will be a red flag showing you exactly where to go. And then you can, like, tap the bottom screen to pull up the map completely. Here's how bro's showing up late as per usual. I'm just kidding, I don't know. I mean, I think we were late to the festival because we were, like, the last ones there. But yeah, look, you got a Rockruff, a Snubbull, there's a Stuffle back there too. That's a new mon that you will not be able to get Stuffle until the second island. I think it's, what, a normal fighting type? So that's pretty cool. It also turns out this is where Lily's been staying. So yeah, Lily's, like, I don't know if she's, like, on the run or something. I think she kind of is. And she's just been camping out here. But yeah, Kukui mentions the trainer school. That is going to be our next spot to go. We'll cover that in the next episode though, but yeah, that'll provide a lot of good training, and if I'm not mistaken, that might be where you get the EXP share. Don't quote me on that though. I know it happens. I mean, it's got to happen at some point. Anyways, as you're heading out, a random solar eclipse just happens outside, which is kind of strange, you know, and I don't know, does it have something to do with, like, what's going on in space or something? Who knows, man, who knows? But yeah, usually, like, when there's a solar eclipse happening, like, it's all over the news. People know it's coming. This one just happened out of nowhere. But yeah, they'll talk for a little bit more, and then, Lily will say, follow her to the Pokemon Center, because, you know, we gotta get a whole Pokemon Center tutorial. So yeah, we will be doing that in the next episode, though. For now, hope y'all enjoyed. Have a good rest of your Friday, and a good weekend, and until next time. Deuces.